What is up, my bitter biscuits? Y'all, please tell me why I'm like literally in the best mood because I was shopping at Ralph's and then inside the clearance section, if you guys like live by a Ralph's or Kroger, y'all check out their clearance section. They be having some really good stuff. Please tell me why I found these toothpastes right here for $2.38. See the little tag right there? I don't know why for some reason. It's so sad what my life has come to that I'm getting excited over $2.38 toothpaste, but I feel like this type of toothpaste is really expensive. This like Gum Restore, this Crest 3D White. I do have another one actually that I already started using today, which is another 3D White one that originally is $12 and it was also $2 too. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm super excited. I have an announcement to make before getting into this video. Obviously, as you guys can tell by the title, we are going to be talking about Eugenia Cooney and Jeffree Star. But before we get into this, I am so stupid. As you guys know, I am so scatterbrained. I often say that I have ADD. I get distracted very easily. It's hard for me to focus on things. Okay, I know I got a problem, all right? And no, I don't need to go get it checked out. I just really don't care. Because honestly, y'all, I said this before. People will be like, oh yeah, you probably do have ADD, or yeah, you do show signs of ADD. But I'm like, okay, even if I do, like, I'm not going to be on pills. Like, I'm so sorry, but I'm not going to be taking Adderall. I'm just not going to do that. So I'm just like, what's the point of even going to the doctor? Do you know what I mean? Maybe that's a little bit ignorant of me to say, but I just don't care. I just feel like at this point, it's just a personality trait. Do you know what I mean? I'm 33 years old. I've been this way my whole entire life. And I'm like, it is what it is type of thing. Anyways, in my most recent podcast, if you guys have not checked it out, it'll be linked down below in the description box. Make sure you guys check it out. I'm having so much fun with this. And honestly, like, okay, look, the views are not like going up there as I thought they would, but people are really liking it. And I feel like I'm more excited too that my friends are actually watching it, because as you guys know, I've said this before, I love doing commentary on my channel because like I talk to my friends about pop culture stuff and they're like, yeah, okay, whatever, don't really care. They're really not into like celebrities and like the beauty scene and stuff like that. So I'm like, okay, that's why I'm gonna do commentary on my channel, because we all have a common ground here. But recently my friends have been watching my podcast and they've been liking it, so that makes me excited. Well, I did tell you guys that I have something to say within that podcast, and then I put it up and I realized what I had to say, I didn't say it within that video. Now, the whole purpose of that podcast right there was to basically say, because I was just getting really fed up through that week. It was like Mr. Beast was called out. James Charles had came out and said that he didn't like the Dare to Create palette, even though he was sponsored to say that he did like it. And then on top of that too, Michaela did another sponsorship that she did lie about for Essence Beauty. And I was just like, oh my God, I am so tired of these beauty influencers. And I really do feel like it sucks that people will sell out for a coin. Now, just to give you guys a little bit of history here, if you guys did not know, I have been on social media now for almost 8 years. Actually, I think it's probably been 8 years now at this point. And y'all know that I really do not accept sponsorships. And I'm gonna be honest with you guys, and I know a lot of people are like, get your bag, like get your money, like stop. But honestly, like I'm the type of person that if I don't like it, like I'm not gonna do it. Do you know what I mean? I feel like I would love to get sponsored by, like, say for example, like Adam and Eve, or like how I got sponsored before for Audible, like things like that. Do you know what I mean? Like I don't want to get sponsored for like this KVD foundation. Do you know what I mean? I like how I still have this here in the box. I did not like that foundation. Anyways, I just don't take those type of sponsorships, you know what I mean? Because there's often a lot of like really fine minor details that you can't say this or say that about it. And I'm just like, okay, that's not me. Like, say for example, like if I like this foundation right here, if I'm like, oh, I like the coverage of it, but I feel like it does look a little heavy on the skin, they don't want you to say that, obviously. Or say for example, if I'm like, oh my gosh, I really like this foundation, but I did notice after 4 hours it was getting extremely oily on me, whatever the case may be, they don't want anything negative about it. And I'm just like, okay, let's be real here. Like, no foundation is perfect, especially for an 8-hour wear time. Do you know what I mean? I just feel, especially on somebody like me, y'all, who's like big and I get like sweaty and I get oily. So it's like, you know what I mean? Anyways, my whole purpose, I'm totally rambling here. I'm so sorry. My whole purpose of saying this is I'm going to start a new thing, and I'm going to do it here on YouTube. I'm going to do a full video of it too, but then I'm also going to be making a YouTube short as well as a TikTok. So make sure you guys are following me on TikTok, where I'm going to be doing, and I'm going to title this whole thing. I like how I had this like set out now for like a week and I have not told you guys, because I'm like, okay, what's going to be the first product that I start with? I don't know yet, but obviously you guys will see. I'm going to do this 2 times a month, where I'm going to be doing a series called Is the Product Worth Buying, or Is the Influencer Lying? That's going to be my whole little thing. I don't know why I'm super excited for that, because I just feel like I see so many beauty influencers lying about products. And as you guys know, I'm on nobody's PR list. I'm on Paula's Choice PR list, and that's like pretty much it, y'all. I used to be on several other brands before, but honestly, if I'm keeping it real with you guys, I got booted off of like Makeup Forever PR list because I did have a couple negative things to say about some products. You know, just some things didn't work for me, which is so crazy because I do spend my own money on Makeup Forever. I really enjoy my Makeup Forever products. You guys know that I'll mention them in my product favorites like numerous amounts of times. I really do love them. But I forgot which product it was that I spoke negatively about that I just did not like. I think it may have been the HD was it the concealer or the foundation? I don't know, one of the two, and they were doing like a relaunch of it, and I was like, I don't like it. And then boop, I was off of the PR list. And then also same thing with ColourPop. Y'all know before I said I don't like their dark liquid lipsticks. I feel like they're just extremely dry. Boop, got kicked off their PR list. Do you know what I mean? So I feel like I have nothing to lose at this point. And I'm just kind of like, y'all can trust in me to keep it real because obviously I can't get a sponsorship to save my life. So I'm going to be doing that. Make sure you guys keep an eye out for it. I think I'm going to be starting within the next 2 weeks. Keep an eye out. I have an idea of what I want to start off with, but I'm going to see if I can find the right thing to like do it. But I'm really excited for that because I'm like, y'all, I feel like the beauty influencers really do have a bad rap these days because people are obviously lying. But then also at the same time too, I do want to say, like, say for example, Michaela. She obviously lied about this Essence Beauty concealer where she said in the beginning of the year that she did not like the coverage, and she's like, oh no, I'll pass on buying this. But then she did come out and say, oh my gosh, this is full coverage, because she was sponsored to say that. I feel like it's kind of hard if somebody's like offering you $250,000. Do you know what I mean? Like, can you just imagine that big old check right in front of your eyes and they're like, okay, say that you like this product. Of course, people are going to be like, yeah, let me go ahead and take the $250,000 and just lie. Do you know what I mean? At the end of the day, you're still going to have a core audience who's going to follow you and support you. But then you have people like me who are like, I'm side-eyeing you. Do you know what I mean? So I'm like, y'all, I'm really excited to start this little series. I'm probably going to do it 2 times a month, okay? Just letting you guys know it will not be an every week thing. It will definitely probably be like, maybe like once, like the beginning of the month and one at the end of the month. I'm not going to be making it like 4 times a week. Y'all know I'm a little bit broke, so I can't afford to be buying all those products that these influencers are getting sponsored by, which 9 times out of 10, they're getting like PR anyway. So it's like, damn, they just come up. I don't have it like that, but I will be doing this because I'm like really excited and I feel like somebody needs to do this. So if you guys know of any products out there that, like, say for example, like, I don't know, any popular influencer, whether it be Manny MUA, Laura Lee, Meredith Duxbury, Michaela, whatever, if there's any products that you guys see that are sponsored and you guys want a real honest review of them, please feel free to email me. My email is linked down below. Please feel free to DM me on Instagram. My Instagrams are always open to the public. So make sure you guys let me know. Tag me on TikTok too if you guys want me to do a review of a product, because I do need suggestions of like what products to be reviewing, and I'm like really excited for that. I am so sorry for this long old ramble, but I was like, oh my gosh, I forgot to tell you guys before, you know, in my last video, I was like, duh, that was the whole purpose of saying that, and I completely forgot. So anyways, let me shut up. We're gonna be talking about Eugenia Cooney and Jeffree Star within today's video. Make sure you guys give this video a big thumbs up. Let's go ahead and get into it. I forgot to mention in the intro again, I am drinking my little Celsius packet here, and y'all, they put crack in this. I swear they put crack in this because it has me off the walls. But honestly, y'all, I really like drinking one every day. Maybe that's probably bad for my heart, but like, I don't know. It just makes me get everything done. I'm like, woo, clean my room, do my videos. I'm just like in it. You know what I mean? Anyways, if you guys have not seen, Eugenia Cooney and Jeffree Star have been really close over the past couple months. And recently, Eugenia Cooney is spending time at Jeffree Star's house in Wyoming. Okay, I recently talked about this, and of course I know that people disagree with me, and I know that people are going to continue to disagree with me, but there's so many people out there who say that Eugenia Cooney needs to be deplatformed, and I completely disagree with that, and I said that before, and I still stand by that, even though I did have a couple people disagree with me, because I said, if you deplatform Eugenia Cooney for her being very, very thin, then you're going to have to deplatform people who are extremely obese. Do you know what I mean? It's literally the same thing, just on opposite ends of the spectrum, and I don't feel like either or is safe. I do feel like she does need help, 100%. I said that within my video before too. And honestly, y'all, I just feel like it sucks that there's people around her that are obviously not helping her, because y'all, it's really not okay. There's been this ongoing thing now that Jeffree Star is low-key using her for views, because if you guys have not seen, on her TikTok, every single thing that she posts, she's like getting millions of views. Like, there's one video on her TikTok that has like 48 million views. And honestly, just keeping it real, it's because of the way she looks. Like, when you see somebody like her being so extremely thin, you're like, whoa, you're like intrigued to see it, because it's something so out of the norm. And I think that it really does suck, because there is talk behind closed doors that her mom is kind of like using her to get these views, that like encouraging her to continuously post this or this, or like, say for example, like bikini pics, or like very provocative clothing, do you know what I mean, to show off her body. And I think that it does suck. I do think that she obviously does need help, and I hate that there's just always this argument of people saying like, okay, well, she needs to, you know, get help, and she needs this and this, and then everyone, okay, well, fat people need help too. And it's like, okay, yes, okay, but why do we have to bring that up right now if we're specifically talking about her? I agree with that point wholeheartedly. You guys know I said it before in my previous video. I'm like, I'm sorry, but if you see somebody who's 600 pounds, they need just as much help as Eugenia Cooney, 100%. But also at the same time too, it's just kind of like, it sucks when you have somebody who's behind the scenes who's kind of encouraging this behavior, because I'm just keeping it real with you guys. If I get hate for this, whatever it is, what it is, I feel like she pulls in those numbers just because of the way that she looks. Do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like if she was, say for example, like an average sized person, she wouldn't be pulling in those views. Like, I understand Eugenia Cooney has been on social media for so many years now, but also at the same time too, like, I don't feel like her content is that, like, y'all, she's literally just dancing around in some clothes, like, and it's pulling in like 5 million views. It's kind of like, okay, clearly it's obviously for reasons. There's speculation that Jeffree Star is actually kind of using her and trying to like go live with her all the time, obviously to help sell his brand, and she is using his makeup a lot of times. Here's where things get a little weird though, because Jeffree Star did say on a live before that he did like he's known Eugenia Cooney for a long period of time. He had her on her, like, oh my gosh, had her on his top 8 on MySpace, which is really crazy because if you guys did not see, I want to say in the beginning of the year, I want to say this was around February or March, Eugenia Cooney did do a podcast with Slow and here on YouTube. And on that podcast, she said that she's never met Jeffree. She said that she never even got PR sent to her before, that she purchased all her own Jeffree Star cosmetics. She is now on the PR list now, but back in like March, February, she was not on the PR list. So obviously things are a little bit skeptical right there, because it's like, okay, one of them are lying, and let's just keep it real here. Why would Eugenia Cooney lie about like, oh, I've never met him? 1, 2, why would you say like, oh, I'm not on the PR list? You know what I mean? I mean, I could understand why somebody would lie about that, because maybe they do want to come across as genuine, like, I'm not receiving these products for free, so let me obviously say, oh no, I purchased this with my own money. But then to say that you don't know him, never met him, and you purchased all this makeup on your own, do you know what I mean? It's kind of like, I don't know. You know what I mean? So I feel like now, obviously, things are looking a little bit suspicious, because obviously Jeffree Star is pulling her in and then obviously having her come over to her house. Also, too, I want to say a lot of people on her lives were calling her out saying like, is your mom there? And she's like, no, my mom's not there, but she is in Wyoming. She is in Wyoming. Jeffree Star had said, oh, she's like 5 hours away from us where we are right here. And it's kind of like, okay, well, she still is there. Obviously, a lot of people are starting to realize the pattern with her mom. Her mom is kind of like her momager, but then she may be influencing her to do bad things. I want to be honest with you guys. I have no type of receipts whatsoever when it comes down to the whole mom situation. It's just everybody online always says that her mom is a bad influence and kind of like, you know, encourages her to do these things. And I just feel like it kind of sucks in my personal opinion. Anyways, I do want to play a small little clip right here from one of their lives, because while they were on a live, somebody went into his private property and he had to call security on them and call the cops on them, which I was like, oh my gosh. Eugenia Cooney was supposed to mute it, but she didn't mute it, and it actually was like all played on live, and I was like, oh snap. So go ahead and check this out.
Yeah, hello?
Wait, Chris, I'm gonna mute.
Yeah, there's someone outside of the house. Call the police right now. Security's going to the gate. Yep, call the police. They're trespassing. Stupid mother.
As y'all can see from right there, that's a little bit sketchy. I was like, oh my gosh. Like, honestly, I feel like living out in the middle of nowhere every now and then would be fun, but then also, would it not be so scary if somebody just like breaks into your property? Obviously, Jeffree Star has money, so it's very easy for him to like have security and like the cops will come out immediately. But say, for example, if you're just like an average Joe with like average money, like, wouldn't you be in trouble? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, that scares me, because I feel like, oh my gosh, I've seen like obviously his whole like ranch before, and I'm like, it looks like there is not one single neighbor in sight. It looks like the closest neighbor is like a 15-minute drive away, and I'm like, oh, I could not do that. Anyways, y'all, I have this question for you guys. Do you guys feel like Jeffree Star is really friends with Eugenia, or do you feel like he is using her? I do want to say I find it to be really weird that like he doesn't do any collaborations with people as far as like makeup collections. Only because I feel like, I don't know, I feel like that would help. Do you know what I mean? I feel like that would help his brand, because if I'm keeping it real with you guys, I feel like the whole like influencer brand is really kind of like dying out. And I feel like Jeffree Star once upon a time was the like top selling influencer brand, but I really do feel like his brand is dying down too. And I'm just curious as to why he doesn't, you know, do any collaborations with, you know, say for example, Eugenia Cooney. Don't you guys feel like that would sell? Maybe he is working up to it, who really knows? Anyways, y'all, one more thing that I did forget to mention on this video, I meant to say this, that's why I was like, let me look at my notes, because I always jot down a little bit of notes of what to talk about. Did you guys see that it has now been the 4-year anniversary of the conspiracy collection? My mind was blown when I saw Shane Dawson post this here on YouTube. I was like, it's already been 4 years. 4 years. So I wanted to ask you guys too at the end of this video, I think it would kind of be fun, because as you guys know, I do have the conspiracy palette. Like, should I do like another review of it, or kind of not a review of it, but like a tutorial with it, or like a re-review of it after 4 years, which obviously like the shelf life of eyeshadows is typically like 12 to 18 months, but I'm like, who cares? Like, I have super old palettes and I'll still put them on my eyes. I'm just kind of like, I don't really care. Y'all, I've used really old eyeshadows before. I'm talking about like 10 years and they haven't messed me up. So if you guys want like a re-review of it, let me know, because I was like, oh my gosh, it's been 4 years. Like, that's been a really long time. Anyways, make sure you guys let me know your thoughts and opinions about everything. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out, Girl Scout.